I was watching a video yesterday, yesterday part of a podcast, and somebody called Bamboo. I don't even know who the hell that is, but he was a guest on his podcast, I think, and he said something very powerful about repetition, right? So I feel like this is a basic law of the universe or how the world works. The more you repeat something, is the more you get better at it, or the more it gets worse, right? You spend more time on sports, on football, maybe the better you're gonna get at it. You know what I mean? You spend time watching nude pixels, the better or the worse you're gonna get at it. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I'm just like, bro, how much of that applies to the condition or the state at which South Africa is in right now? You know what I'm talking about? I'm just like, if you think about the length or the time period South Africa was suppressed by the apartheid, you start to understand how it was a perfectly orchestrated symphony. You know what I mean? Like, give them dumb education and it will dumb the next generation. I'm wrong, maybe. Teach them every day that they are weaker, uglier, dumber than Europeans, and they'll believe it for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? Teach them that isolation is best for them, and they'll live their whole lives believing that South African togetherness is a whole lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm overthinking it, right? But I'm just like, if our history is so important, then what was the use of teaching apartheid if people are still living or believing in such a system? And I could get into why they're not teaching the whole truth, because maybe it could set us free. I don't know. I'm just like, it's funny, man. It's funny. Like, it's also difficult. It's also difficult to like wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? Like, my head is single dimensional. So now when I try to think in three dimensions, and like, I literally lose my mind. You know what I'm saying? I run out of words too. So let's run it back. Teach them that the white people are worthy of wealth, and they'll live their whole lives believing it. The poverty mindset. How many times have we come across black people on Blue Wait who literally blew millions on the worthless, stupidest stuff, bro? Can feel the hate already. Alright. Teach them that the government delivered them from apartheid, and they'll never stand up against you. Push so much of this slave queen culture, Bomasai and Buji Banban, on the internet to show the girls that it's the only way of making it out. Fuck the country over so much so that the unemployment is ridiculous among the youth. So much so that the youth turns to crime to feed themselves. That's destroying the country in the process, because of how it's literally pushed on the media, on TV and stuff like that. These thoughts don't make sense. They never made sense. I'm just like, nothing is coincidence, man. I don't understand. I don't understand, bro. It's almost like, this is a wild thought. It's almost like they're allowing illegal, don't get me wrong, they're allowing these quote illegal immigrants into the country through the border because they know, right? They know that we're now, as a South African, you're not gonna look at the government as a failure. You're gonna think the government is doing a good job, but you're gonna think you're not getting those services because the foreigners are using up those services. The more foreigners there are in the country, the more inclined are you to thinking like this. They must go back to their country. Votes. I think it's by fucking coincidence. Because I'm just like, if that wasn't the case, then how are these people? Like, wouldn't you expect the country to be evolving? Wouldn't you expect the country to evolve, to come up with new strategies to mitigate these things? How many single parent homes do we have today, 2025, bro? And we look at it like, yo, these men are dogs. But it was something that literally started a while ago, though. You know what I mean? It's almost like in one of these things, the way this system was designed to be built in to South Africa's mind, the mentality, psyche, bro. Like the buildings and everything, bro. It's almost like we are in a matrix, boy. We're in a matrix. Bro, there's a lot I'm trying to unpack here, man. This is how I like try to process my thoughts, bro. You know what I mean? This is how I do it. You don't have to take it serious, but like, I used to live my life believing Ukuti Christianity came way after apartheid. You know what I mean? I don't know the history. I don't even want to get into it. You know what I mean? But from what I'm hearing and from the research I'm doing on a day-to-day, bro, it's like, it's almost as if they settled, they came with their religion, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong. Yeah, just a thought. They settled, came to religion. They taught you, okay, love your neighbor. When someone hits you, you must kiss him. Turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Oppression. Remember, they told you not to oppression, and we're here today. Seems more of a trap than deliverance. Ne? I don't know. Probably wrong. I don't know. Probably wrong. I didn't do history, bro. I hate history. A lot of BS. I'm just thinking, the more you repeat something is the better you get at it. Right? And the more you repeat a trauma is the more traumatic things are going to be. What is something that is repeated today that's hurting our nation? Corruption. We don't trust the government anymore. I don't.